Hello friends, in this session we'll continue understanding other access modifiers, and in this session we will specifically talk about default access modifier. Okay, so to make you understand what I have done, I have first created another package called default package in our access modifier package, and in that I have created one class called default access modifier with public access modifier, and after that I have created another class called default access modifier to class as default. As you can see, I have not used any access modifier before class keyword. It means this class is default class, and in same way I have created one default instance variable called a of integer type and initialized it with 15. Why do I call it default? Because I haven't used any access modifier in front of this int like public and protected, private. So if you are not writing anything, it means this particular instance variable is also a default, and same rule applies on message method. And now what I will do, I will try to access these default instance variable and default instance method in our default access modifier class. So as we know, they are instance variable and method will be required to create object of our default access modifier to class, and we have named it as obj. So to access them will be required to call it like this with reference of the object of that class. And to understand it more, let's try to execute this code so that we will be able to relate it with the help of their output. So as you can see, it gave us the output 15 and default hello. So this was the one way, like how we access one instance variable and instance method. So there is another way, while simply extending this class into this class, and while creating the object of this, we will try to use the property of access modifier to class. And to do that, we'll be required to create object for default access modifier class. As we haven't changed the name of our object, so we'll not be required to do any changes here. Let's try to execute this. Okay, that error was because we are having some error in few of our class. So for now that won't change anything for us, and if you will see the output of this particular code, it says 15 and default hello. Okay, so if we will talk about the default class and default method and variable, so if you are using and calling them in same package, there will be no issue, there will be no limitations while using them in same package. And now what we will do, we will try to create another class as I've already done, and I've named it as default access modifier 3, and I've created this class in private package. So as you can see, earlier class was present in default package and this class is present in private package. So what I have done to make you understand whether this default class is accessible outside of this package or not, I have created this in private package. So first let's try to create the object of this class default access modifier 2 in default access modifier 3 class. So we'll be able to access their instance variable and messages, and to do that I will simply require to change this line like this. So as you can see, we have used the concept to create the object, and we are not getting any sign to import this particular class, and it is giving us some error. It is because this particular class is default and it is present in default package, so we will not be able to access this particular default class outside of this package. So what I will do to make you understand about the default variable and default method, I will copy all those things in a public class, and this time we will try to create object of this particular class. So as you know, this is public class, so will be having no issue while creating the object. As you can see, okay, it is not giving us any issue. So let's try to access the default method and default variable. So as you can see, it is giving us some error. It says default access modifier dot a is not visible outside of this package. So you must have got the idea, like if in your program you have created something default, you won't be able to use it outside of that particular package. So this was about the creating object of this class. And if we will simply remove this from here, and if we will try to extend this class by using the extends keyword, first let's try to extend default class. Let's see what it says. And we will not be able to do it because of limitation and scope. So as you can see, it says default access modifier 2 cannot be resolved to a type. Let's try to import it. Okay, so as you can see, it is not giving us the sign to import this. It means we cannot import the default class outside of this package. So now we will try to extend this default access modifier as it is public class. So let's see what it says. So it says nothing. It means it is working fine. Yes, we can extend this, and this time we will create the object of our default access modifier 3 class in this way. And as we haven't changed the name of our object, so as you can see, it is still giving us the error. What it says, the error is same as the variable a is default, so we cannot access this particular variable outside of this default package. So this was about the default class and default method and default variables, like how and where you will be able to access them. So I hope you must have enjoyed it. In next session we will be talking about protected access modifier. So please stay tuned and happy Java learning.